stream. Good evening.
Hello, stream.
Hello.
It is nice to be seeing you.
Yeah.
We don't
Welcome back, everybody.
Yet.
Welcome back to another episode
Doing
of
Halloween
Gateway.
already.
Yeah. This is going to be the last one for the month.
Ages.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It'll be
It's okay. Everybody here's used to a little hiatus or two.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be so alone.
Tell me about it.
It's also going to be a bit of a shorter episode tonight. We're going to wrap up probably an hour earlier than we usually do, so Sarah can get on out of here.
Yeah, I apologize, but I have to get someone to the airport, and yeah, and I didn't want to have to make us cancel. So, I mean, it was either this or start an hour early, but you know, I was like, either one's fine, but international flights.
All
I
is
would not
well.
have been available an hour early, so that works.
We could use a really powerful trebuchet.
True.
All is well, though. All is well. We should probably
Launch him like a Warhammer goblin.
We should try to cram as much Gateway as we can into these 2 or so hours. So let's go ahead and go around the horn and introduce ourselves, starting with Lanny Pator. Where can they find you? What are you up to?
I'm Lanny. Find me all over the internet at Lanny Pator. Not streaming right now. Really busy life. Follow me on the social medias. I'll let you know when I'm doing stuff. It's me.
Damn. And up next we've got, hey, Mr. Rabbit.
Hi, I'm Rabbit. I'm a writer and a voice actor. You can find me at twitch.tv/HeyMrRabbit. You can also find me on Twitter, Hey Mr. Rabbit. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I play RuneScape. I play Lords of the Fallen, and I also play Alan Wake 2, and I just beat Reverie. Yay! Okay, next one.
Congrats!
That boss was really annoying.
Up next we got Sarah. Where can they find you? What are you up to?
I am Sarah Ann Willia on Twitter and YouTube. Quick shill. I recently did some eps on the second season of Tower God as the English voice of Noma. Blada blada boo boo. Let's go! I'm good.
Alrighty. Up next we've got Xanalis Grim. Where can they find you and what are you up to?
You can find me at twitch.tv/analystgrim. Tomorrow I'm going to be somewhere else, but you can find me on my socials on Twitter at Zanny_Grim. I'm ready for Gateway. Let's get to it.
Alrighty. They can also find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, Blue Sky, at Distortion Devil, Instagram, at Connor McKinley, VA. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Tomorrow we're going to be playing some, if everything goes right, some more Darksiders. We're slowly closing in on the end of 2. And then after that wraps up, I'm going to be playing some Darksiders 3, which I've never played before, so it'll be interesting. I hear it's the black sheep of the series.
Wouldn't know. Never played any of them.
They're good. They're really good. The writing and voice acting are fantastic.
I believe you.
But that's really all I've got going for me for right now. This episode of Gateway was brought to you in part by Die Hard Dice.
Die Hard Dice.
Die Hard Dice is your one-stop shop for dice and dice accessories, and if you head on over to dieharddice.com, you can use the code UNEXPECTABLES to save 10% on your order, where you can also purchase the Lies Aspect Dice, the official collaboration between the Unexpectables and Die Hard Dice. Also, check out our merch store. We got all sorts of designs. It can be all sorts of different products. I've updated our store recently to have more products included in that. And soon here, we're going to have a new design, one that is Gateway inspired. As well, we could not do this week in, week out without bits and subs from viewers like you. Eto? Oh no. It's going to be a pretty easy one this week. We got Samarian. Thank you for the 23 months. All right.
Let's go!
Let's do it.
Do we have a tweet?
No. I should have been doing that during the intro, but I will...
We raced through them.
That is true. I will create a tweet momentarily, but for right now, let's go ahead and get into tonight's episode of Gateway. I just need to put on my voice.
Mhm.
Yeah, Steve.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Grandpa,
Bill Brown and
Grandpa.
his. Sorry, Bill Brown and his brownies. It's Gateway time. Where is it? Where is it? It's here somewhere. There it is.
Thumbing through vinyls.
When last we left the Runaways, Apex the Wildman, Louise the Scavenger, Alvin the Mechanic, and Theo the Medic. They were trying to find allies in order to liberate Westport from the clutches of Mayor Deuce. To that end, they sought out the previous mayor in the Trainwreck Saloon. After failing to sway the bartender to their side, Delilah and her mysterious bodyguard made themselves known. After a brief and tense conversation, and one cigarette burn later, a secret message scrawled in ash laid out a meeting between the two groups. Once everyone arrived, the gang quickly discovered that the opposite party had some surprises in store for the Runaways, as the Apex was lured into a booby-trapped bed, until the conversation concluded. It was also here that Barry, the mysterious malefactor from Louise's past, made himself known. Together, they pitched a plan in order to take over Westport with minimal bloodshed. Meeting concluded, the Runaways now have much to consider on tonight's episode of Gateway. And so I believe we last left off with a very interesting letter having been lowered via fishhook through the window of Louise's hotel room.
Yeah, I remember it had, well, it basically had symbols for a lot of stuff we've been dealing with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you remind me? Wait, oh, I wrote that down. Shoot. I need my notes. I remember there was Bald Man. That was obviously.
I believe it was a depiction of a super mutant, a depiction of the Arch, the railway symbol, and a razor blade. Also, let me go ahead and transition to the... There we go.
Notes. Precious notes. Thank you. I needed you. Louise will sort of... Why do I always say sort of? Louise will scan this note and just sort of briskly rub at her temples, going like, I swear to God, if I already wasn't pissed, I would be pissed now. Walks over and hands it to Alvin. Think we need to go have a group powwow.
I see. And he'll notice the razor symbol. Yeah, I think we do. I think we should go ahead and get Apex and Theo and go up to Barry together. Have a talk about it.
God, he pisses me off. All right, yeah. I guess we'll
All right.
mosey over to the other room.
All right, you exit your room. Do you clean yourself up first?
No, fuck it.
Okay. Alvin and a bloodied Louise walk into the room, both Theo and Apex.
Apex
Bloody
stands up
swollen
at
knuckles. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Apex stands up at attention and immediately starts, like, with a look of concern on his face, like, but not like he knows you can handle yourself, but where's the action kind of concern.
Waves her hand. No, sorry. I did this. It was me. Whatever. Moving on.
Sits back down slowly.
She's fine. Fine-ish. But y'all should take a look at this, and I'll lay Barry's note on the. Is there like a little table? Like I'll lay it there.
Is it just the symbols on this letter, or was there a message?
There was a message. Let me get that. Louise, you would immediately recognize the handwriting as Barry's. It said on the front, quote unquote, Starshine. And the letter read, "I know you hate my guts, but I know things. I'm willing to tell you." Just something to chew on, Barry.
I think before the powder keg kicks off, I think it would just be beneficial to go ahead and at least hear him out what he has to say. This symbol looks like, I would imagine, Johann, super mutants. Maybe not Johann, maybe super mutants in general.
The super mutants, the archers, the white razors. What was the other symbol?
A rail sign.
The,
And the railroad.
That's right.
uh,
Considering,
Bowser. Go ahead.
I mean, I know you hate his guts, but considering he has a finger in every pie, that means he has some weird information network. And if he's willing to go ahead and at least let us peek behind the curtain a little bit on it, I think it would only be beneficial.
I look at Alvin. He seems to hate you too, as I point to Starshine.
Well, don't worry about that. I'm used to it.
Blows a harsh breath out through her teeth. I just wanted to get the door part back and kick the shit out of him. Maybe just a little. I don't know. Is that so much for a woman to ask? Why's it gotta be complicated?
Well, here nothing really is uncomplicated. If it is uncomplicated, that means, well, that either means you're damn lucky or they wanted you to have it in the first damn place.
How did he get the message to you?
And he flicked it on the window like a fishing wire and a little rock.
I go to the window and open it up, and I look straight up the building.
You see apartments not apartments, you see hotel rooms on several different layers above the one that you're at.
Any of them with anything hanging out of the window to indicate which room he'd want to meet from?
Give me a wits roll.
I will. Do advanced roller.
The Wits Master.
22d6, but no.
It's the Whittler.
The Whittler.
Rolling dice. Rolling dice loading. 9.
9. Oh, I'm scrolled all the way the fuck up. Hang on. There we go. 9. You see several places that could be it. Above you, you note that there are some rooms that have their lights on. There are multiple of them, though, and several of them are directly above the room that Louise was in. It could have come from there, but it would be hard to tell which one, as they're on different floors.
So he didn't leave any obvious indicator, at least.
No obvious indicators, no.
Could I extrapolate from when he did it, at least what floor above ours he might be on?
You do remember hearing him.
Yeah, I vaguely remember he
as
said
you
something like,
took the
"Finally."
note off the fish hook, he said "finally," and then reeled it back up.
Like, are these floors that are like really far from each other, or can I extrapolate maybe it's just the floor above us, or?
You could probably guess that he's maybe a couple of floors above you.
Either of those
Like
have
the
their lights on?
The room with the light on that is closest to Louise's room is probably like 2 floors above you.
I point. If you want to talk, we can find him now.
Yeah.
I then
Sure,
slowly
why not?
I then slowly pull my way back into the room.
I'm kind of curious on how much the feller knows anyway.
Bastion cracks his neck. It goes to the door and starts making his way to the stairs. You can tell he's still pissed.
We'll follow.
Alvin rubs his left hand, rolls his shoulder, and walks behind Louise.
All right, you begin to make your way to the room that you suppose that Barry is in. So you make your way up a couple floors, I'm assuming?
Up a couple floors to the same number, like whatever it would be, like XO9 or whatever if Louise had
I would
X
assume
minus
it'd be like,
209.
Sure.
I would assume it'd be like a room right above the one we were previously in, if the fish hook is able to. Yeah.
You doubt the infinite length of a fishhook.
Well, but
It's the fact that you could hear him.
Down directly.
All right, you head up to the room that you suppose he is in, and what do you do?
I knock.
Okay. You knock on the door to this room. A moment passes. Another moment passes. You hear from beyond the door, I didn't mean now.
Too bad.
Well, what do you want me to say?
I want you to open the door.
Well, that's gonna be a bit of a problem.
Ugh, fine.
Because you're going to stomp my guts out if I do. So
How about
if that were my objective, I would break the door.
how
I
about
wouldn't
we
recommend that either, but
look, how about we lay it out like that? What would make you comfortable to go ahead and have this conversation?
maybe a couple miles.
Oh my God, Barry, I'm tired. We're all tired. I'm not interested in kicking your shit in right now. Can we please get this done?
Make a charm roll?
Yay. Oh, I love my -1 charm. Yeah, 5.
Apex is going to slowly walk away and go back downstairs. I'm going to scale the building to his window.
After a moment, he considers it, but then he looks through the eye hole again and says, hey, where's he going?
I'm not. I don't know.
I don't know. He might have an ulterior.
Oh,
Theo's
cool.
Theo's kind of clammy and sweating, kind of looking around. Look, the more roadblocks you give these fellas, the more they're going to be creative and find a solution. So you might as well make this simple.
I'm trying to throw an olive branch out here. I can assure you I'm not going to go ahead and lay a hand on you.
I mean,
How about both of you roll charm as well?
Yes, please, somebody.
All right. Where's my advanced roller?
Remember, the average on 2d6 is 7.
6.
Oh, come on!
Damn.
Not the shit rolls again! No!
What
Our two
is
sixes
happening,
make out.
guys?
What? Oh no!
We're a relatively charmless crew.
The
Yeah.
Saturday curse is alive and fucking well.
No, I think just all the charm left the group when Caitlin took her.
She
Took all
did
of it
have-
with her.
she did have the highest charm of us. Look, I'm a thinker and a fighter. I have a smile. I have a +1 to charm, but it's
I miss fast friends.
Listen, think about it from my perspective. I've got information you want. Why would I give that to you now?
As opposed
Bec-
to when?
As opposed to when we're finished here. So I still have a bargaining chip for you to leave me alone. That I'll give you this much. I'll give you this much. The information is in exchange for you leaving me alone. I can tell you whatever you want to know. I've got information about the super mutants, the archers. I'm sure you are wondering what that symbol I wrote is.
No,
Yep.
they're all pretty clear, actually.
Okay. As long as we've
Yeah.
got those bases covered.
All right, then when do we do this?
After we get finished with our plan. After Deuce is gone.
May I make a body roll?
Sure.
Comedic timing is a important factor. 11.
11? Yeah, it's easy enough to scale the outside of the building. There are, like, little balconies that you can stand on.
Yeah, I put on my Deathclaw gauntlet and I just kind of like wrap a little bit of cloth around my face so I'm kind of like incognito Batmaning this because I don't have my skull on. I just kind of start climbing the building till I get to his window. I look inside. Do I just see him looking at the door? Out the
Yeah,
keyhole?
you see him like with his, you see him clearly wielding some weapon, facing the door. Give me 1 second. I am trying to find something for the tweet. Oh, there it is. All right.
I would like to do my best to sneak into his room.
Okay, that's going to be a wits roll.
Yep.
Oh my god.
10.
Ooh!
Here are the good rolls.
Oh my god.
Okay, you approach the window.
And I'll use my Deathclaw
outside of this
gauntlet if I
balcony.
have to like shimmy open whatever window lock there is.
Yes, the window is locked.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, if I'm understanding this right, you have information in exchange for us leaving us alone, and you're not going to divulge that information to us until the job's done.
That is correct.
So, why did you go ahead and leave a note to us, knowing damn well we were going to go ahead and see a conclusion or a conversation to this end? Because you don't look like the kind of guy who would do things half finished.
Just clarification. Do I need to make another roll to try to get that window lock open? Or was that wits roll successful enough?
Yeah, I'd say the wits roll was successful enough. No need to
All right.
complicate this.
Yeah, I'm... At this point, as he's talking, he'll probably notice a shadow has kind of loomed behind him a little bit. Maybe a draft picks up on the back of his neck as the wind blows from outside the window.
Like an angel's kiss.
Very Batman the Animated Series.
Imagine the ambiance from outside also becomes louder for them.
JoJo signs suddenly appear behind him.
It's just to give you something to consider during the interim. Because from everything I've learned about you and everything I know about you, you're probably going to try, and he's like slowly turns his head. Oh.
I reach over and I pull, like, I kind of like grab the arm with the weapon that he's holding, or I grab the shoulder of the weapon that he's holding.
On the other side of a door. What do you mean, oh?
I hold my arm there until he lets go of the weapon. The Deathclaw gauntlet just slowly kind of squeezing at his shoulder.
let's just say I was right. He doesn't offer much resistance. He just lets it's a submachine gun he was holding. He just sort of lets it fall to the floor.
I unlock the door and open it for everybody.
Okay.
Louise looks surprised, and then she sees Eggpex. She just, you know what? I needed that, buddy. Thank you, Apex.
I
Trying
nod.
to warn you.
You did try to warn me. You were the warner.
To be fair, does this give you a little more confidence that we're not just gonna kick the shit out of you? Because he could have done it right then and there.
I just stare quietly.
Sure.
Walk into a more shadowy corner of his room.
Can I at least sit down?
I
I'll
say
see
nothing,
why.
and I backed away.
I don't see why I couldn't.
I
If
mean,
there's more chairs
considering
there, can I go ahead and have a seat too?
But I am keeping an eye on him and his hands and anything he might touch.
You can sit on the bed.
Louise holds a hand out to Alvin as he says that. It's like, considering what happened before, we're fine if you want to sit down. The rest of us, probably not.
That's fair enough.
He has a dead man switch on him anyway.
Yeah, well,
Fair.
I deactivate. Never mind. All right. He goes down and he sits in the cuck chair. He actually pulls out a pack of cigarettes and lights one and then puts it in his mouth. Okay, so we're doing this now.
I mean, yep. I think that's about the way of it.
Okay, so what's up?
Well, you
That's our question, Barry.
What the hell do you
I
mean?
mean-
What the hell do you mean? What's up? You're the one who left the note, and then
Yeah,
we came up here
sweeten the
curiously,
pot.
and you said that. Yeah. Well, guess what? Pot's sweetened. We're gonna go ahead and try to harvest the apiary right now while we can. So what's going on?
I don't think that's going to happen.
Look, I don't know you very well. I don't, to be honest, I don't perfectly care to know you that way at all, really. But my friends here, they don't like getting out of bed for just nothing. Either fork over some caps or fork over some info, because if not, this might not end too well for you.
Are you robbing me?
No, giving you a choice.
That's hysterical. Okay,
Ugh.
because you made me laugh, I'll give you one now. And when we're done, I'll give you the rest. How's that sound?
I'll look down at Louise. Is that fine with y'all?
Louise does that thing where you sort of like suck your teeth a little bit. I want two. And one of them is not the one on any of them on the list.
Oh. Okay. Fine. Since it's not on the list. And since, well, he just gestures to the room. This is happening. All right.
Yep.
You ask yours first then, Louise. What do you want?
Well, you do know why I've been chasing your fucking ass around the goddamn wasteland, right?
I've got a pretty good inkling.
Good. Where is it?
See now, that would be giving one of the other ones away. And he grins as he takes a drag from his cigarette.
Okay. Louise will sort of shoulder off her backpack, open it up, get that skull out, and set it on a table. If there's a table near her, she'll set it out. Yeah, no, it's been a while, hasn't it, Phil? But you remember Barry, right?
Oh. Oh. Is that? That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You kept his skull? Why?
At one point. Oh, I don't know, Barry. Maybe because kid had a mama I wanted to get him back to. Maybe because he was a good fucking kid and I didn't want to leave him there in that fucking vault. I've been through a lot, Barry. You do realize that, right? Both of us have been through a lot.
Looks like it. Okay, fine. We'll make this a package deal with your 2 that you get. You want to know where that vault component is?
Nods.
The Archers hired me to get it.
What?
Mm-hmm. Turns out they had a pretty similar problem to what you've got going on.
Oh, this is such. She makes this like. She makes this noise that's like a combination of a growl and just a fucking animal. Just. Ugh. If anybody understands what I mean, it's just like. Ugh.
Yeah.
It is a primal sound of frustration she makes.
Yeah, no, this was way, way back. Yeah, you would be aware of around what time this is. Yeah, the Archers were reaching out to different sort of scavengers, and I had a bit of a reputation around that part of town, and so they sent a courier to give me a letter, have me track down one of these vault pieces, and I learned from Vault Town that you guys had found out where one was. And so I offered to join your expedition. Yeah. Vault 85. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, who'd have thought? Never occurred to you could have talked to me about that. Maybe we could have figured out something. No, of course not. Never mind. Why would you? It's more efficient the other way, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, you
So-
basically got the gist of it. I mean, if I let you in, one, you probably wouldn't have just given me the part. I mean, there was only the one, and Vault 66 needed it. So did the Archers. The Archers were paying me. You guys are paying me less.
Yeah. You always were very ambitious, Barry. Alright, so they have it. Okay.
By now, they probably have it installed. If you're curious what they've got down there, well, I've got a hunch.
Yeah, so do we. That's a whole other kettle of fish. Alright, she waves a hand at the rest of them. If any of you want to take over now, I'm gonna sit and absorb this information for a minute.
The operation you're running against Deuce. What part do we play?
Okay, this is actually relevant. All right. So, there are a few things that I think that you all will be pretty adept at. So, Deuce is at the top of the Gold Tower, a place called the Six Lounge. It's this big, lavish party destination. All of the high rollers and bigwigs go to the Six Lounge. They roll dice, they drink, they smoke, they do whatever chems they want to up there. And Deuce never leaves because he is piss shitless scared of you guys. Turns out for good reason. He gestures to the window.
I just stand where I am in the shadowy corner and just keep blinking.
Louise huffs a laugh. Hey, to be fair, that's all Apex.
Well, there's a couple things that need to be done. I am in charge of hunting down disguises for all of you. I've got your sort of general builds right now, so it probably shouldn't be too hard to track down some family outfits. I've got my own sort of makeup kit here. I can do you up, make you not look like you. Nobody's afraid of scissors, are they?
I say nothing, knowing that it's my deepest fear.
Oh, God.
All right.
Family was betrayed by scissors.
Apex
More than guns?
Apex sweats calmly.
Does it have any? Do your disguise have anything to do with that fancy technology that you had? Never seen anything like that.
Technology, I mean, I guess you could call it technology. No, that was just an old muscle suit that I found at a costume store. Crazy, right?
Fuck out, really?
You know, people don't look at you often. Your average layman doesn't really take into consideration all the little details. You show them some muscly guy with fingerless gloves and sleeve tattoos, and you never really think to consider that maybe those muscly arms are just cloth and cotton.
Not until you fight them.
Granted. I think that's what Barry's getting at. If he goes ahead and puts on a strong front or a good act, he won't have to get into a fight in the first place. Am I right?
I mean, that's sort of been how I've been surviving, is just not getting involved. Then again, I'm pretty involved in matters around here, so I guess that's sort of moot.
I have to say I was surprised at the note. I kind of surmised you had a hell of an information network.
I do. Got a lot of... They're not friends, contacts. I've also been around a lot. I have my fingers dipped in all sorts of pies.
You still
Hey,
haven't
Louise
told
looks-
us what our part is in your plan.
Right, you are correct. So, I'll be hunting down costumes. Or outfits. They're not costumes. You, and he points to you, Alvin.
Mhm.
I know that you are something of a handyman.
That's right.
And I am guessing, just from everything I've learned from Delilah and everything else I've picked up, you tampered with the radio tower before.
I'm surprised you know that. I thought I was thorough.
Like I said, I know a lot of things. Oh, by the way, Delilah mentioned it, but your cover that you're wearing right now, you know, the costumes and the stuff you used last time you were here,
The welding mask, yeah.
a lot of people put two and two together. It turns out the people who pulled in with the working vehicle, the same working vehicle that stormed the arena, yeah, people would remember that.
Yeah, you're right on that one.
But that's neither here nor there. That's why I'm involved. That's why I'm getting involved now. So, you, Alvin, your job is to make sure the radio is connected to these bugs I'm going to put in the Six Lounge. See, Deuce, he's... on top of being an idiot, he's boisterous, and he likes big shows and displays of whatever meager power he can wrap his grubby little hands around. So he'll probably call for the room whenever I show up. That means everybody's going to clear out but us. And I have a feeling he's going to try to rub me out.
As a show of power, like a kid with a new toy.
Right, because he knows he can't control me.
You do seem like an ungovernable force.
I'm not sure what to say to that. So, your job is to make sure that the radio tower broadcasts whatever happens in that room. It should be pretty simple for you. I'll sneak you in incognito. You go to the roof, you do your thing whenever I give you the signal. You all know that the outfits of the family have little radio transmitters. You'll be able to hear me. I'll use a secure frequency.
All right. These bugs and me wiring up, do I wire it to this particular frequency?
No, the radio tower will transmit on its own frequency. Everybody in the Wasteland who's tuned into Gateway Radio will hear this, by the way.
All right. I can pull that off.
All right. You, I have a feeling, are going to be very good. He points at you, Apex.
I keep staring.
So, Deuce also has a team of bodyguards with him. It's safe to say that they will probably have to be taken care of.
How many?
My count is 4.
Fine.
They will probably be with us in the room. We need them taken care of ahead of time because the rest of you, once your jobs are done, you're going to need to be there as well. Because I have a feeling Deuce is going to try to run. And if he's left alive, this could all happen again. Because he may not be the smartest tool in the shed, but he's charismatic and has a lot of money.
He also has a weak collarbone.
He, actually chuckles at that. Right, I heard about that. Frontenac, right?
Hmm.
Oh! Here's another little tidbit I can give you for free. Do you run across some sort of foppy tailor in Frontenac Plaza? Some dude with a winning smile and a clean suit?
He was the first person I had customized my gear, wasn't he?
Yep.
I nod.
Yeah, he was working with the family. He would spot easy marks that run into Frontenac to try and spend some caps. The family scouts would then mark them, take them, and then bring them back to the arena.
Apex tucks that little tidbit away.
There you go. See? I can be generous. Louise, you get one of the more fun jobs.
Despite herself, she does grin slightly. Oh, do tell.
See, I think that you would look pretty fitting in a bartender's outfit, rather than being dressed up as, the usual members of the family. See, I've got a couple of friends, may or may not be into chems. He shrugs. And together we've developed a little something I call Jabber. It's a chem.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to ask, what exactly is in this? I'm assuming cocktail.
Well, it is a chem cocktail. It's meant to lower inhibitions, especially when mixed with alcohol. And as we all probably are aware, Deuce is a drunkard. So he won't look twice at any sort of drink that is passed his way. He probably wouldn't even notice the taste difference. Jabber lowers your inhibitions. Specifically, though, it really is great at getting people to tell the truth.
All right.
I
You
need
telling
you.
us you made a truth serum?
Yes,
Damn, those are real. Jeez.
I didn't think
they are
were.
now.
I suppose anything's possible in the wasteland.
Yeah, your White Razor buddies are pretty adept at chem construction, it turns out.
Louise mutters under her breath. Not that I really need it. But yeah, I guess so. Sounds fun.
Do you have a sample of this chemical?
No, not on me. It's... Some of the White Razors have a dead drop out there that I'm supposed to go pick up tomorrow. That's why I needed the day to get everything ready. I also don't have your outfits, because we had no idea if you were going to accept our offer or not.
Well, and you go to your dead drop, don't let them know I'm around.
Noted. That would probably fuck this all up, actually, so I will be sure not to.
Also defeats the purpose of a dead drop.
Yes. They ideally wouldn't be there, still.
Yeah, if everything recently made Jet get off her throne and fuck, true sir. Jet make that personally? Jesus.
No, that was me. That was me and a couple of guys.
Okay. Because I know she's been a dab hand at it, but I know
No,
she's on the
she's...
prowl and
Yeah, she's into more, well, that would be telling. Anyway. He points to you, Theo, I'm not familiar with. What is it you do exactly?
Theo's gonna kind of clutching the side of his temples like he's got a headache. Is gonna try and kind of open his eyes and let them readjust to the light of the room. I'll do whatever's needed, but typically use more as a strong arm.
Oh, muscle.
Yeah.
Louise clocks that and sort of leans in and under her breath goes, "You okay?"
Luis might notice Theo's got some strange muscle spasms in his hand that he's trying to kind of keep under control. Yeah, I'll be fine. Let's just get through this.
Takes one to know one. If you know what that is, Zan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could definitely see he's going through some sort of withdrawal.
Oh, okay. Is this place lit by lamps and stuff?
There's like a small lamp that is illuminating this room that is on Barry's desk.
Just offhandedly, she's going to get up, and as she speaks, she's just going to angle the what do you call it, lampshade, so that that light goes a little away from Theo. But she just goes, "All right, so, all right, keep going, Barry. What else is attached to this?"
Well, I guess I need to find something for you to do. I was sort of expecting the synth to be with you still, but...
She
Well,
had her own shit to handle.
fair enough. Did she get my dead drop at least?
What, you mean at the college?
Yeah. I know you guys were poking around there, but...
God damn it, that was you too. Fucking hell.
Well, yeah. She was supposed to meet me.
Looks up at the ceiling. God, I hate you, Barry. All right.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Table that.
I was helping!
I no. I know. I know. It's just this is crazy. It's just just crazy.
Like I said, I know a lot.
Evidently. Yeah, she got it. All right.
Okay, great. Well, task completed. All right, Theo. I think what I can do with you is you've probably noticed there are snipers on the roofs around here.
Yeah.
I can get you into one of those positions. Give you a bird's eye view of everything. You'll probably be on level field with the 6 lounge anyway.
Yeah, all right. That sounds like a good spot for me.
Yeah. You could keep tabs on everything. You will have a radio that is linked directly to the people that are supposed to be scanning the crowds for troublemakers, such as yourself. I could also deliver to you some phrases and terminology to use so that you don't seem suspicious.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea to me.
Think you can handle that?
Yeah, I can handle that.
Okay. You're looking a little,
Get off it, Barry. He's fine. All right.
Okay.
So is that everything?
Yeah, once I get him talking, once he realizes what is happening, he will probably call for my death.
I
mean,
get it now. So the insurance and the notice to make sure that we go ahead and prevent him from doing you under.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you could just leave me to die. But then you wouldn't get the rest of the information.
Honestly, now that I know that you're trying to help out Cynthia and Dave, it kind of seemed like a dick move.
It's
Are
people
you?
like her that are the whole reason I'm out here.
Can I take one to know one that?
He's telling the truth.
Fucking hell, Barry. What? Why are you the way that you are? God, okay. Yeah, fine. All right. Not a bad, it's a pretty good game plan. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from you.
And from there, Delilah just expects to win the election hands down.
She'd be
Well-
running unopposed.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless someone else decides to suddenly run, which I don't expect anybody to.
Then what's to become of the family?
Thought you killed them all. I think... Oh, you're talking about the ones that are here. Right.
The ones that are here, the ones that remain. Another head will be
Once-
severed.
Yeah, once their leader... I'm assuming just, because of the way you are. Sorry, that's just an observation. I'm assuming Deuce won't...
I make no qualms about it. Apex's brain is like, nah, kill that one.
I'm assuming Deuce won't survive the night. Am I correct?
As he says that, that's the first time that Apex rethinks about whether this one needed to die. Like his head was like, "Nah, that one's dead before we leave." But now that Barry said it, for some reason it sticks in Apex's head. That's like, wait, hold up. But I don't answer. I just keep staring.
Right. Well, when Deuce kicks it, I'm not sure what exactly is going to happen, but judging off of what I'm hearing, they will probably either leave or go back to what they know as well. And what they knew before Deuce showed up was Oland. They may not like it, but they have to accept it. Whenever they've tried to go back to their old ways, you've stopped them at every turn.
Bastion nods.
And if you sock them in the chest enough times, eventually they'll go ahead and get the message.
There's no wisdom in the second kick of a Brahmin.
What?
You learn your lesson the first time.
Yeah, no, makes sense.
What's to become a Big O? He's holed up. The original plan before we talked to you is I was going to go ahead and try to break him out.
Well, I don't have anything against him. If you guys want to rescue him, that's fine. Delilah probably won't care either, honestly. I think she just wants to wash her hands of this whole thing.
That's what I'm getting the message of, too. All right, so we do this. Deuce goes ahead and blabs. He calls for your end. We go ahead and stop that from happening for obvious situations. Let's see. And then after that, we double back and free Big O, or will Big O be fixed as a result of all this?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. You might bring that up with Delilah. Obviously, I don't have any jurisdiction when it comes to stuff like that, so...
I imagine she'd be less than keen to see us right now.
I mean, she's probably in her room right now.
If she's less keen on seeing all of us, maybe she might see one of us. I might like talking to her about Big O, especially for everything that I owe him. So,
Well, she's got a penthouse suite here.
I think about how many stories I'd have to climb.
It's probably on the top floor. I can give you that one for free.
Well, yeah, I'm just thinking about how many more stories are there.
To this building?
hmm.
I think you're on the 3rd floor right now, so... What is the name of this hotel?
If it's more than 10 floors, Apex would probably nope out.
You talking about the pond side, or are you talking about what's?
Yeah, the pond side, the one you're all in right now.
Yeah.
Fuck. Ugh. Where? This is not information I thought I would have to look up. This is a real hotel, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, you can make it up.
Yeah, you're on a watch list.
No! Oh no! Please
I
do
know the
not.
blueprints of this place. It's next
Marge,
to
I'm on the watch list.
You're on the 3rd floor right now. It would probably be 4 more floors up. But there are elevators here as well.
Yeah, but nobody thinks about the window,
That's
especially when
true.
you're that high up. And Apex is really extra. Like, extra, extra. He ponders it. He'll wait till the end of this conversation.
Speaking of, he sort of leans back in his chair. Well, I think that's all I had. Like I said, I'm not giving you the rest until this is all said and done.
We never got our second.
Yeah?
What do you know about the super mutants?
Well, above game, the second was the one I asked for about the part.
No, that was the first one.
Oh, was it? Oh, never mind. Go. Continue.
My question hangs in the air.
It's cast
Well,
adrift.
from what I gather, right around Vault 40,
Can we
there's...
look at the wider map for this?
Yes. Oh, right, I need to drag the flag. I will make it so you can see, chat. Oh, they still can't see. Bark. There you go. Right around Vault 40 is an absolutely massive congregation of super mutants. I'm not talking like a building full of super mutants, like you would see in downtown, or your random gaggles that hover around the fall. Speaking of which, there are reports of super mutants coming out of the fall and moving past the gateway. And they're all congregating on the other side of the pond. Or river, I guess would be more accurate.
And that huge conflab is outside Vault 40.
Yep.
Damn. How many numbers if you had to guess?
Shit, I don't know.
Tens? Hundreds?
They're only coming from one direction. None are moving the other way to spread the news.
Both how
Yeah.
Johan works. Maybe he found a way to reach him, and he taps his head.
How he works? How who works?
Their leader.
His face purses at that. They have a leader? Shit.
I nod.
We'll trade information after everything. How's that?
We may know more about this situation than you. I just needed to check. So what
Well.
else do you know?
Well, I haven't looked into this particular thing all that much because, as you could probably expect, it's kind of dangerous around there, and I can't exactly go undercover like this.
I don't think you could find a muscle suit big enough either.
Probably not. Maybe if I had some stilts, but this is a long shot. Suffice to say, from what I'm gathering, and this is scattered reports, and this is all on this side of the river as well, the super mutants have been leaving people alone.
That's completely out of kilter.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Usually,
norm-
your typical super mutant is shoot first, ask questions, never.
Yeah, when I ran with the Rat Razors, the number one rule is if you saw a super mutant, you left it well enough alone.
Good rule.
If we last a lot. Oh shit! How soon ago did you see that conflab?
Well, like I said, I didn't see it. This is just information I pick up from traders and whatnot.
Well, what's the most recent time you heard that tip?
Maybe about half a week ago, maybe?
I'll look over at Apex. That kind of runs parallel to what we've been hearing and seeing.
You say that to Apex as he looks lost in thought. His eyes shift and look back to you. Yeah.
But with that many super mutants and whatnot, I'm getting the message that that place is starting to become non-penetrable.
Yeah, I hear you're going to make your way there, so that's sort of why I included it in my missive.
And they've been non-aggressive. Damn, that is...
I mean, if you
that
know
is
their
so good.
leader, you could probably try your luck. But me, I'm staying far away from there as possible.
Fair enough to me.
The guards you need me to handle. Do you have names and faces?
Well, I don't have names and faces, but it'll be pretty easy to pick them out because they're all usually hovering around Deuce.
I nod, and I head back to the window.
When it comes to the radio, I have a good feeling with a lot of machines and whatnot. If you have any schemata, that would go ahead and work pretty well in my favor. Do you happen to go ahead and acquire anything like that? If not, I can go ahead and play it like ear. I'll still get the same effect going out.
Oh, it should be pretty similar to what you did last time.
All right, fair enough then. Not hard.
You'll just be connecting wires to different things.
I'm good at that.
There's already a microphone sort of built into that whole setup. You just need to connect those wires to a different microphone is all. Well, several technically, but you get it.
To the woman of the hour to go ahead and talk about Big O and whatnot. You think she'd be up to maybe talking to me about that?
He shrugs.
Because the reason I ask you is because you played the role of her bodyguard. So I figured if it was possible, you'd be able to go ahead and just at least phone ahead to her and just make it pretty obvious that I'd make my way up there.
Ugh, I mean, oh, well, since you made your way here. He goes over to a phone, actually, that's near the bed. He picks up the receiver and he dials a couple numbers on it.
As I make my way to the window, I want to see the number. Well, I'm guessing they allocate to a room number.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be a wits roll to see what number.
9.
9.
So I probably don't get all of them.
It's pretty far away in the text. It's pretty small. You see him hit one that says "call other room." You see that the number he hit was not attached to a room with a number, at the very least.
Oh. Yeah, then I'd just glance away if it wasn't going to be information that would be immediately valuable.
You do know that the room she's supposedly staying in is not attached to a number.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they broke into my room.
As he's talking, I jump out the window and start making my way back down to my room.
And one just jumped out the window.
That's what he does.
Yeah, I know. But you wanted to get them. I know I have something to gain in it too. One of them wants to talk to you.
Blanks me?
He's talking into the receiver.
Oh, sorry.
No, the one in the jumpsuit. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, that was unnecessary. Okay. I can take you to her room.
All right. That'll be fun.
Yeah, the rest of you should probably get
Above
some.
game, is this? Sorry, go ahead.
I'm assuming if your friend is not splattered on the pavement downstairs, assuming he just climbed back down to his room.
Apex
should-
crumpled on street level.
He's still, Apex.
He's
Apex
still
is gonna
kicking,
keep
God damn it.
Just a ruined pick him up truck just smashes into the.
The pavement was not ready for the
Griffin.
apex.
He's in the Peter Griffin ragdoll pose.
They always told me the thing about street fights was the street won. The street never faced the apex.
So above game, is this? Are you gonna go off right now, Alvin?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Louise will shrug and just say, "All right, good luck, Starshan." Good luck, Earthshan.
Don't worry about that, Starshan. I got you.
She'll reach over, grab the skull, and then suddenly, not flinch, but sort of like she's startled and look like, "What? What? Oh, yeah, good point." Hey, sorry, one more question about the whole Archer thing. When they hired you, sorry, I just got mad again. When they hired you, they just told you to get a door part, however you could get it.
Yeah, they paid me money to find that specific part for the vault door.
And they didn't know about me and Phil.
They don't know how I got it.
Okay, so after you got it, they didn't know about me and Phil, right?
They just know that I am a guy who can get things that other people can't.
Okay. Not good enough for you? All right, thanks, buddy. Puts him in the bag.
Bye, Phil.
All right, I guess.
He sort of makes a handgun gesture and goes,
Oh, something in her face it's like an all over twitch almost, and then it settles and she smiles. Yeah, he says hi back. Theo, you wanna head
What?
back to the room?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
She doesn't respond to that. She looks to Theo. You wanna head back and meet Apex?
Yeah. That sounds fine.
All right, we'll see you later, Alvin.
I'll see you soon too. I'll be back before you know it.
Yeah. And we'll exit with Theo if wanna go. Yeah.
all right, the two of you exit and head back to your rooms. Apex, I'm assuming you're already there.
I am.
Do you want to move directly to Alvin, or can I have a mo?
You can have a moment, yeah.
As they're walking, Louise says to Theo, "So how bad is it right now?"
How bad's what?
She gives him a pointed look. All right, for a little context, I not so long ago shot up on some turbo. So I got lucky, mind you, but I kind of get the signs now.
Med-X, me.
Okay. I mean, if you can believe it, Alvin is a former raider, and yeah, Apex actually had some psycho a little while back too. So we're all kind of hunky-dory in this fun little club of ours, ain't we?
You do what you can to survive, right?
Unfortunately. Well, let's get you back. Well, you should sit down for a bit.
I ain't got much left, and I've had to start rationing them.
Above game. So wait, you can get hooked on medics? I thought that was a
You can
thing.
get hooked on pretty much
Medic-
any chem.
Med-X is literally morphine.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I eventually just said screw it. Had to take a perk to be like, you can't really get addicted that much, because I was blasting Med-X every time I so much as punched anything.
Delicious, delicious Med-X.
Ah, I'm so healthy. I don't
makes-
feel anything. It's great.
It makes fighting the centaurs doable.
Just look
Fallout
what I
House
can do.
MD.
Repeatedly poke self in eye.
Look, I don't do heights very well. And I know I need to be on a marksman position. I'll handle it. It's just it's a lot.
Well, we'll figure something out, okay? We do got some time. For now, let's get you and so you can sit down for a minute, okay?
Yeah. Thanks.
Like I said, we're kind of in a fun little club of similarities, ain't we?
Yeah, most folks are in the Wasteland.
God, I hope Apex hasn't hit the pavement, Jesus. And off we go.
They're just like featherless cartoon chickens that are flying around Apex's head as he hits the pavement.
Is that what cram's made out of?
I want to have one be a little two-headed Brahmin just going.
Did anyone get the number of that Brahmin cart?
Yeah, Apex found a bale of hay to jump into.
It just eagle time.
Pokes his head out. I'm an assassin.
I'm a master of stealth.
As you make your way back to your room, Theo, suffering from the effects of Med-X withdrawal. I will say, until you take your next hit of Med-X, you have -1 to your body rolls.
It makes sense.
All right. As we pull away from that scene, we return back to the now lone Alvin and Barry. He finishes his cigarette. He extinguishes it in an ashtray that has a couple of other squashed cigarette butts in it, and he stands up. Right. So I'm supposed to take you up and see the big lady.
Sorry for going ahead and putting you through making the audience and everything. I just figured it'd be appropriate to go ahead and figure out what's happening up with Big O and everything.
Well, we're here now.
You know, you're about as blunt as a tack. I can appreciate that. Mostly business with you, huh, Barry?
I'm just surviving. Just like any of you.
Hey, I don't mean anything rough about it.
Mm-hmm. Not that I take any offense to it. I understand. I screw people over. It's how I get around. It's how I stay alive.
I have two questions. One technical and one about you, really.
Well, fuck. All right,
No,
shoot.
no, we can talk and walk.
He stands up and he walks out the door. All right. Guess I won't be rid of you until I answer it, so.
Right, not. One, why did the archers need a Vault-Tec part? That's a technical one.
Well, assumedly, the archers have a vault that they can't open. I've never seen it myself, but, you know, one can put two and two together. If you've got one of the modern-day man-made wonders of the world, chances are there's going to be some secrets tied to it. I guess the secret is that there's a vault underneath the arch. I was never close enough to the archers to confirm this, but, you know.
You know, that sounds crazy enough that probably makes sense. Damn, what the hell's the world back before all that? Anyway. With that part, is it just possible to go ahead and reproduce a damn part if you got some steel?
I guess.
I mean, hell, it must have just been like a cogwheel and a shaft, right? Did it look more or less something really?
It fit in a duffel
waves
bag.
His hand. Oh shit! About that small. Huh?
Yeah. I suppose if you had the right parts, you could recreate it or create something like it. It was just something that held the door shut is all. That's the thing with, what the fuck was it? Vault 66? Yeah. That's the thing with Vault 66, is that its door, never quite closed.
Now going with y'all. You say you screw everyone over, whatnot. Is there anything about you where your words are bummed? Because you were talking about the railroad, and you sounded downright a little sympathetic.
He sort of, he stops walking for a moment. Yeah, well, let's just say that I'm pretty close with the railroad. Out of...
I'm saying... Oh,
Hmm?
you keep going. You keep going.
No, I'm from here. I'm from here. I was recruited, though.
Oh, all right.
It was my job for a long time to make sure that synths who were trying to run away from... How much do you know, exactly, about that whole situation? I mean, I know your friend was a synth, but I don't know how much she knew.
From what I gathered from Dave and Cynthia, I guess Simps and whatnot are part of a place called the Institute and some place called Boston or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be with the Institute and whatnot and be like tools or something. And sometimes they gain, I want to say, sentience, I think is the term. And at that part, the Institute goes ahead and hunts them down and shuts them down or whatnot. I remember the one that was hunting her had something called like a, what Dave call it, like a recall code or something like that.
Yeah. It basically wipes their memory. The Synth Retention Bureau.
That's what it was.
Nasty bunch. They don't see synths as people. They just see them as objects. Guess you could say I'm the opposite.
Well, I'm glad to hear your story about that.
Yeah, well,
Honestly, it's good to have at least one thing that you're true to, and thanks for telling me.
gotta say, not really the reception I was expecting. I know you're the nice one out of your whole group, but
How do you mean?
well, I mean, everything Louise has said about me, probably said about me, it's likely true.
Do you regret doing what you did?
No. Why would I?
Wait,
I got what I wanted. I'm gonna get what I want out of this too.
and
I
you're
know
set free.
you all probably have it in your head that you're gonna find a way to track me down after all of this and make me pay for what I've done. And you may think I deserve it, but I'm just surviving, just like all of you. I would advise, respectfully, that once all is said and done, we just get on with our lives.
I understand that. I don't know if you could gather this about me, but I'm trying to change up for the better too. I'm trying to go ahead and survive as well. I can't say that I'm a saint. I mean, hell, you know who I was, and you know what I did. But I didn't always used to be like that. And honestly, just doing this and trying to do what I can kind of makes me happy that I was kind of saved by Big O out of that huge battle we had. Kind of like a
Oh,
second chance, and why I owe it to him.
interesting. That must have been around the time he left, then.
He'll 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 while walking just beside that berry and just give a smirk. That one's for free.
Hmm. Yeah.
If you want to know more, especially after I pull you out of the frying pan when you talk about the white razors, because God knows I have questions about Jet. I'll go ahead and let you know more about it. How's it sound?
Well, ideally, once all of this is said and done, I'm going to be long gone. I'll give you a frequency at a dead drop once all of this is over. You collect that frequency, you contact me, and I'll tell you the rest.
Sounds fair to me.
I'll answer anything you want. After that, it'll be have a nice life. Because
And
I
just
don't plan on ever coming back here.
and you're still going to go ahead and set up shop somewhere else and help out the railroad.
That's about the long and short of it.
I'll go ahead and hold my hand out in a handshake. Sounds like a deal I could go ahead and shake your hand on then.
He looks at your hand for a moment. And then after a few seconds, he grabs your hand and gives you a firm shake. I'll say this much. You're probably the most interesting thing that happened out here in a long, long time.
Y'all talking about me? Y'all talking about me and the others?
You all, you runaways, people like to call you.
Yeah, I heard on the radio a couple times with Toby Blunt.
Yeah, he came up with it, from what I hear.
Feel I should go ahead and talk to the lady of the hour about Toby too.
Well,
Yes,
good luck
that's
with
not
that.
a good thing to talk about.
I mean,
We'll start with Big O and work from there. Start small.
sure. Well, I suppose if you need anything else, you can just crawl through my window again.
No, that's Apex. I'm the kind of fella who will just knock first.
Right. Well, to save you all some trouble, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Out of that dead drop and whatnot. All right. Well, I won't keep you, but on the day of, I'll go ahead and do what you asked. And then after everything's said and done, we'll go ahead and just chop all this all out. Good talking to you, Barry.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard that.
Doesn't have to be the first time. And if
Well.
it is the first and only time, just remember that I was sincere when I said it.
Noted, Alvin. Duly noted.
Oh.
And he turns on his heel and he begins to walk away from this rather lavish. You were sort of focused on Barry, but now that you're in front of these golden double doors to this penthouse suite, it's sort of eye-catching, very eye-catching, as a matter of fact. You see a button attached to what looks like a speaker next to the doors.
Oh, that's an intercom, isn't it? All right, let me just go ahead and I'll press the button next to the speaker.
When you press the button, the speaker makes a soft little sound. And from the other side, you hear, "Are you the mechanic?"
I am, ma'am.
You hear a soft whirring and a click from the door before you hear, "Come on in."
Yes, ma'am. And I'll go ahead and open these very opulent doors, which look like nothing I've ever seen before in my life.
Yeah, you open into this absolutely massive room that looks to be set with white marble flooring. There is an absolutely massive glass wall that overlooks the entirety of Westport on the side. There is a large bathtub inlaid into the floor in sort of an elevated sort of dais. And there's all sorts of like kitchen amenities. There's a working refrigerator. This place is gorgeous and has the works. It is very luxurious, even more so than the stuff you saw at Frontenac Plaza. And sitting in a chair, smoking a cigarette, is Delilah once again. She sort of removed her hat and her gloves and is just sort of lounging now. Well,
Thank you. Thank you
What
very
is it?
much for taking the time to talk to me, ma'am. I was
Sure.
here to go ahead. I was here to go ahead and discuss with you about Big O, or as you might know him as Oleander.
All right. I'd figured that you'd want something to be done about that whole situation. Oland, I don't really have a problem with him, but this whole family or liberato situation, I'm really rather sick of it. If at all possible, I would just say he could take the remains of the family and leave once all is said and done. I'm going to have to figure out something. In the absence of the family, the servants are probably going to want to elevate themselves out of such a status, and, well, as that's what we're known for here, that would certainly put a dent in things to come. But if the survival of my town is up in the air at that point, well, I'll figure that out once things are crossed over.
So he'll be freed after all this is said and done. Is that what I'm understanding, man?
I have no reason to keep him prisoner. As a matter of fact, I don't want him here. Him or the family.
That's relief. Thank you. You have no idea what this means for me.
I didn't arrest him. Deuce did.
Of course. Of course. I was just so concerned about just him before y'all came with this stratagem. I was going to work to try to go ahead and break him out and whatnot. So it means the world to me that you would let it go. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure.
I know that there are some other people who are also detained, like Toby Blunt and whatnot as well.
You see a nearly imperceptible change in her demeanor and expression when you bring up him. Right.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to bring up anything sore. I was just wondering what was to become of him, or if his safety is well and truly in hand at this moment. It being maybe as though a prisoner like Oland, but
If it's up to me, his safety is a non-issue. I don't want to kill Toby. I want him to be safe and happy. But I also care about this place. We built it together, after all.
understand.
He went behind my back, helping you out. I suppose the shoe's on the other foot now. I don't think I'll be able to keep this town running without Toby, but at the same time, I don't know if he'll ever forgive me.
I think that just remains to be something to be discussed. You said so yourself. You built this place to be secure and happy with him, right? You guys built it together?
Outside of St. Louis itself, this was the highlight of the Plains Wastes. At least our little slice of it. Now there's so much chaos. It's hard to really anticipate what the future holds for any of us.
If it was up to me, I think maybe everything just got out of hand and got away from everything. Maybe he went ahead and hired us and everything just because maybe he looked around and maybe some people weren't happy. Because in Westport, everyone should be secure and happy. Right?
Right.
But for everything it's worth, I'll do what I can to make sure that everything's happy. At least as well as I can, as well as anybody would. And we'll try our best to make sure nothing ever throws out a hand in the machine and just everybody's just, well, trying to work well and be secure and happy again. Not just for some people, but for anyone who comes down here. I'll try
You
my
don't
utmost, man.
you don't have to do any of that. You just need to stick to the plan and get me back in my rightful spot. I'll handle things from there.
You have
You
my
know,
word. Yes?
Mr. Bronson,
Yes, Miss May.
it is hard to trust people like you in the wasteland.
How so?
People who present as earnest and honest are seldom actually that. In my experience, at least.
Well, in some ways, I know that I myself got out of sorts as well. I lost myself, but coming back with, and then Olin and everybody, boss man, helped me pull myself back from myself. I know it's hard to go ahead and take earnesty and honesty, especially now with everything. Especially if you take 15 feet outside, you might get jumped by anything from a bloatfly to a super mutant. It might be hard to think, yeah, this guy is honest and true, and he'll try, and he'll do the utmost to go ahead and make something secure and safe. But I knew one person a long time ago who tried that. He was probably the most earnest person, nicest guy I met. He passed now, but he was a real good fella. He tried to make a settlement a long time ago. And it was unfortunately destroyed. He lost his life in that. I think, especially in front of you, Miss Mayor, I think to myself, what would he do, and what would he want to try to do to go ahead and set things right? And I think following these things plans and bringing security and happiness to, as I said before, not just some, but all who come into Westport might be the best next step. It'll be hard, of course it will. But no project ever lasted with a one-step fix. So I hope when you hear me say something as if he would, you would take my word as a bond, and that I would go ahead and help you with this, or help you with this plan, of course. Thank you again for talking to me about Oland, and also thank you for granting me the opportunity to talk with you.
Of course.
If that's everything, and I believe it is, I'll go ahead and bid you a good evening. We got ourselves a big project ahead of us, and I need to be well rested to see it through. So, good evening to you, Miss Mayor.
Good evening, Mr. Bronson. Could you make me a wits roll real quick, Alvin?
Yeah. Is a 7.
And you notice, as you turn away, she raises the sort of cigarette in the holder that she had in her hand this whole time. And her hand is noticeably less steady than it was during your first conversation.
I'll just nod to her. And after saying our goodbyes, I'll make my way back out with my boots probably clanking like a son of a gun on this marble.
All right. You head out
I'll
of the
make my way back
penthouse
in.
suite. The Pondside Hotel. You return to your room, assumedly.
Yes.
Meanwhile, in the room,
So Apex is all good, I assume.
Yep, just
Well-
covered in bandages from crashing to the. Nah, I'm fine.
Apex, you know what? Never mind.
he's got a big bandage on the Brahmin skull.
I
Just
haven't
an
been
axe.
wearing that since being in town, but
Oh, that is correct.
Just a big X shape.
one of those anime boo boo. Yeah, Apex is just kind of like laying in bed, staring at the ceiling.
How do you think he's getting on?
I'm sure Alvin will be fine.
Well, fine, yeah. Just wonder. Hopefully everything turns out the way he'd like.
We'll make it.
I never consider otherwise. How you feeling, Theo?
Theo's just kind of drinking some water and trying to relax. I've had worse, but certainly had better. Sorry if I was getting a bit agitated in there.
No, like I said, we've all dealt with it. Above game, remind me, Theo said he had like one more left?
He said he's been rationing out his medics, so he doesn't have much left, is all he said.
Gotcha. I mean, to be honest, Theo, the best one of us to talk that stuff about is Alvin. He's, intimately familiar.
I suppose I can understand why, given what he used to do. Look, sorry for not saying that sooner, but it's not something even the Brotherhood quite knows about, so to be honest, I try not to think about it the best I can.
Oh, shit. No, that's fair. I mean, why bring it up as long as it doesn't become a problem?
Yeah, the problem is when I'm not on it.
Well, I'll figure it, don't worry. Do.
Johann. He hasn't attacked anyone.
Well, I think it makes sense if I understood him correctly. As long as, nobody goes and interrupts his paradise or utopia, whatever he wanted to make. I guess he doesn't have a reason to go attacking anybody. Or, and mind you, this is me just thinking worst case scenario. He could be biding his time, gathering up forces, gathering up more super mutants, but I'm inclined to think the former than the latter, if I understand him.
We can't afford to rule out the latter.
That is also true.
And nobody here is prepared for it.
There's a saying in the Brotherhood. Forgive me if you've heard this before, Apex, but it's called the chains that bind. Meant to be something of a visual metaphor to say, hey, whoever's on top rings down to the bottom, kind of give a structure, but it's more that kind of a warning. You get too many folks together and it's chaos, but you bind them all together, make sure they have some sort of structure, and it can be used as quite a potent and deadly weapon, if not a powerful tool for change. So if these super mutants are all working together, they're forming their own chains, that's probably no good for the rest of us.
Again, depends on what they're gonna do with it, but as Apex says, it's a bit dangerous to assume nothing of them.
It'd be nice if it was altruistic. It'd be a welcome change, but historical precedent says otherwise.
When this is
Yeah.
done, I have to talk to him.
Who, Dread?
We will, Apex. I mean, we kind of gotta.
By the way, Apex, who's the artist for your comic book again?
Me.
Your line work is impeccable.
Thank you.
He kind of hands over the comics he was reading.
I'm still staring very absently at the ceiling, very lost in thought.
I'm afraid I was opposite ends of the barracks of Dread. Did you grow up Brotherhood as well?
No. My uncle was Brotherhood. The Brotherhood watched over my family until my parents learned not to trust them.
I see. Well, Dread still seems to trust him, at least somewhat.
He followed my uncle.
I
He
did
stayed
too.
after he died.
What, Theo? You said you followed his uncle, Apex's uncle, too?
Yeah. Doug Dread is a large part of why I stayed around. Even after Molten Steel. And, well, I was kind of hoping, I'm sure I wasn't the only one, that he was going to take the head of the chain one day, but obviously that can't happen now.
Were you there when he passed?
I wasn't. I wish I was. Serving on my own project of Brotherhood greatness, as it was. All the good it did.
He saved my life from a death claw.
Now where the skull comes from?
Shakes head. Kind of. The Brahmin also saved me.
I suppose that makes sense.
It is where the claw comes from, though.
Right, that's what I meant. I got mixed up in my head again. Ugh. Well, I do gotta ask. All the good you guys seem to be doing around the wasteland, it does seem to have a good or bad effect among people, obviously, but is there anyone on your side that you can actually facilitate a lot of change? These things tend to require a base of power of such.
What are our socials look like again?
No, right, we have to those, don't we?
Pull up the Pit Boy.
forgot. We have
You want I should
social
explain the
gauge
chat?
now.
Just Apex staring. He's just like, Louise, hit tab.
Hang on, I'll bring up the PowerPoint.
As Butcher
Where is
Pete blasts on the Pit Boy.
Everybody,
no!
the news.
It's almost like Dr. Rocks.
Hey, everybody, did the news get around about me doing cocaine?
Man, I want a Raider radio.
You want to be friends, baby?
Whoa, I'm in the 50s times. Yeah, baby.
I feel like
I've done Med-X and I can't feel my fingers.
I could so easily make a top 5 list of voices that if you mention that character in front of a bunch of guys, they are all gonna go and do it. Fox knows one. Frickin' what's his face from Jimmy Neutron is one. Carl.
Jimmy's mom.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
there you
Jimmy.
go.
I don't know if we've managed to bind anyone together, but we're friendly with a few. And if the force is big enough, I'm guessing they can be persuaded.
I mean, the way things are going, I suppose we could go with that whole enemy of your enemy is your friend, or fuck if I know. God. Everything's so goddamn complicated.
Either way, I think of all of them, the Harbingers might be the best way in. They're related, after all. Their leader, Bach, and Johann are brothers.
That is true.
Maybe we should talk to him.
It might not be a bad idea to give him a little heads up with certain meetings we've had lately. As a courtesy, at least.
They also have the largest horde. Not the most well-armed.
Well, if these super mutants are getting together for some form of attack, well, unfortunately, they're going to look towards the place that's most well-armed first.
They'll head to the Arch.
Yep.
Those who control the Arch control the city. I think you know that.
Yeah. And things are starting to come more into place. Starting to understand kind of the bigger picture here. Let's see why Dredd wanted me to help. Could. Local politics game notwithstanding, I was trained to fight in wars. Looks like one might be coming our way.
We can't dwell on that for too long, though. We need
Sure.
to get our rest. We still have a lot to do. And Apex rolls over.
Conversation over.
Yeah, that's pretty much the signal I'm getting.
This is probably around the time where Alvin would walk back in as well.
Hey, how'd it go?
You notice when he walked in, he kind of had a distant look and just kind of like a half smile. That went okay to me. Apparently, she said about Oland that he's basically free to go after all this. So honestly, we don't have to bust into the prison if this goes off without a hitch.
One less thing to worry about, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty good. She
Hope Barry didn't run his mouth off too much at you.
No, I got a measure of him. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. I asked her some things. She asked me some things, and
We talked for a little bit, but it was amicable. We ain't gonna get hunted or whatnot or run out on a rail after this, so that's all good.
Yeah, we already have that issue with that. What was it, Frontenac?
Well, all we have to do is just send them a bomb collar as evidence of what was happening, and that's pretty much all patched up. We just haven't been around Frontenac to go ahead and twizzle that out, and it's just a great prop. But apparently that prop's compromised for that disguise. So honestly, if we hand it off to Frontenac,
Well, fair enough.
I guess that's all copacetic.
Glances to Theo. So, think you got... Wait, what time is it, actually, Connor?
It's getting pretty late in the evening. It'll probably be around 8 or 9 at this point.
It's true, it actually is for me.
Da-da-da.
She'll look to Theo and be like, think you can get some rest tonight?
Well, hopefully. If I vomit out my guts, then it'll be at least easier, but yeah, we'll see.
And how so? Are you not feeling right? You drank some dirty water before you met us, didn't you?
And just kind of take a deep breath. No.
Yeah, Louise will look between them, and when she sees Theo looks like he's gonna go for it, she'll just be like, I'll let you do it.
Hard for me to function without Med-X, but when I'm off it for too long, the pain starts to come back.
Oh, the phantom shakes, huh?
You know, I had learned so much about spinal column and damages to it, fried nerves, all that, and I expected as much when, went through what we went through, but I guess I wasn't expecting the dependency, limbic system, all the emotions get all scrambled up there when you're on that. When you're off it, it's hard to focus. Can't think about doing anything other than getting back on it.
Well, when I used to fight, I was on a cocktail of Psycho, Buff Out, Med-X, and anything else we could really find. I remember, I don't know, coolant drippings? I don't know. Anyway, but I remember I shook like a scared dog first couple of weeks when I was in Riverside. And
I am no stranger to working with people or being a part of getting combat stimulants before something goes down, but I guess it's different when you're just not expecting to fight, still need them, you know?
no, I get that. I've tried to go ahead and hang off of it, and Lord knows a lot of us have dealt with it. Both of them have gotten lucky not really being hooked on them. But my wager is if you take enough time and just go ahead and just try to shake off the feeling and get the feeling, you might go ahead and just beat it out. But if they get so bad that you can't hardly function, you let me know, okay?
I appreciate it.
Ain't no trouble.
What's
All
that?
right, boys.
Go.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What's that phrase? No good deed goes unpunished?
Nah, I can't imagine you being you said you were a medic with the Brotherhood?
Yep.
Yeah, so that just makes sense about you. I understand.
On the way down to find y'all, I found somebody in a rough shape, some scavenger of some sort, bit, shot, burned, all that. Did my best to try and save them with what I had, but they weren't going to make it, so I spent a good chunk of what I had from the Brotherhood trying to ease their passing, but that doesn't leave much for me.
You did good. That's what I can go ahead and say. At least you did what you could.
Well, I did what I can. Yes.
Hey, everybody's just trying to survive out here, so I get it. I get it. All right.
Well, I guess we better hit that hay.
Yep.
Take
Big old
Apex
pro.
as, take
Apex
as
jumps out
example.
another window into another barrel.
He's jumping through windows in his dreams now. You can see his little legs kicking,
Yeah, he's like,
Oh,
having a
he's-
little having a little Apex dream.
Oh, he's having a dream where he's fighting super mutants. Eat those super mutants, Apex. Eat those super
Get 'em,
mutants
buddy.
until you're full.
I just Freddy Krueger the shit out of my mattress because I never took my glove off. Just
That seems dangerous.
Yeah, bury those bodies,
Uh,
Apex. Bury them.
All right.
Starts
well,
barking.
I'm gonna turn in. We got a big old project tomorrow, and I'm looking to go ahead and see it through.
and
Oh.
with that,
Yeah. Assuming there's nothing else, you all
all good.
return to your domiciles. You drift off, and eventually, without a unsleeping robot to watch over your sleep, you all drift through the night, and the sun rises on another day in the wasteland, and with information rolling fresh in your heads, and a goal in front of you, presented by one of your sworn enemies. Only time will tell how the runaways handle this situation, but for now, that is where we're going to end the session for this week.
Opa.
And the session for a long
unfortunately,
while.
I do have to head out like right now.
Yeah, so if you want to, you can go ahead and shill, but if you need to split, then split.
Nah, I already shilled, so sorry I gotta head out early, chat. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Well,
Drive safe.
everyone next month. Bye!
Bye, Sarah. Alrighty. Well, hang on, let me go ahead and get us some outro music. I know it was a bit of a shorter one, and I know it's going to be the last one until the end of October, but
Gobtober's coming, baby.
oh
The
yeah,
gobs. The gobs are coming.
there's gonna
Gabs.
gonna be a lot of really cool things once we pick back up with Gateway. I'm very excited. We're nearing the climax of this little arc.
You don't say.
It's gonna be pretty significant. But for now, what's good? What's good? I'll just go back to Bill Brown and his brownies.
A classic.
There we go. All right. And so, with that being said, Laney Pator, where can they find
Yes,
you?
sir.
And what are you up to?
You can find me all over the internet at Lanny Pator. If you're not all role played out, feel free to tune in because next Wednesday, sometime before the Unexpectables starts, usually like, I don't know, an hour or so before, we're going to be starting premiering the episode zeros of Tales Unwritten, the latest TFS tabletop project. If you haven't watched it, check it out on 4-Star Bento. We'll be showing all the character origins and talking about those next Wednesday, and then they'll be going up on that channel. Yeah. Beyond that, my life's busy as hell. I'm doing a lot of filming stuff I can't really talk about until I have more to show. A lot of recording on things that I've contractually not allowed to talk about. And getting ready to move to California. So it's going to be a long run for me. Hope you're enjoying the show. I'll be back on streaming eventually. It's going to be kind of sporadic for a while here, but I would like to get some of that in. So yeah, follow me on the social medias. And you'll know when I'm doing stuff.
Right on,
That's
right on,
me.
right on. Next we got Hey, Mr. Rabbit.
Hey everybody, hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Rabbit. I'm a writer and a voice actor. You can find me on twitch.tv/HeyMrRabbit, and you can go ahead and also find me on Twitter at HeyMrRabbit. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I play RuneScape, where I have an account where I try to platinum RuneScape. It's called Platinum Man. And also, I play Alan Wake 2 and other scary games on Thursday with Sarah. And Friday, we just beat Trails into Reverie with Midnight. So that'll be pretty fun. We're actually having a fun thing today, next Friday, where we're making a tier list of every Trails game we played. It's 10 games, so it's a lot to talk about. And if we finish it in record time, I have another tier list I'm making where we're tier listing every character that was playable in Trails that we're ranking. It's going to be super fun. So dude, it's like over 80 characters. So that being said, if you want to go ahead and follow me and just hear my stories, because I got a million of them, just come on down to twitch.tv/HeyMrRabbit Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Excellent. Excellent. Up next, we've got Xanalus Grim.
That's me.
You can find me over at twitch.tv/XanosGrim. I will be this Monday at around 7 p.m. PST, barring any other players' last-minute difficulties. Be going back into Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition with the campaign that I run with a few friends of the channel. So if you're interested in that, that'll be there. If you want to get some Dungeons of Dread content early around Ravenloft, tomorrow over at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn at around 3 p.m. PST, I will be in the Domain of Dread as a Dampier Bard of Tragedy. So if that's up your alley, that'll be there.
Bard of
And
Tragedy, I've never heard of that one. That sounds fun.
yeah, it's fun. Basically, if one rolls nat ones, you get inspiration back. Which happens a lot because we're on roll 20. So yeah.
Hey,
You gamified roll 20 to your advantage. That's
the perfect
awesome.
crime.
Yes.
That's killer.
But aside from that, we're taking a break on Tuesdays from Halo Lasso until I think around November, where we're going to be doing eventually Infinite Lasso. So we finished 5. But I think on Tuesday we're going to be doing another all-day stream of either Helldivers, Dark Tide, Space Marine 2, or maybe some Space Station 14, because apparently people really liked it when we did that. So
Yahoo!
keep an eye out for that. Then Thursday over twitch.tv/MontyGlue at 7 p.m. PST. We are still going pretty deep into Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We had another really banger session, but we're going to try and fight potentially a Neothalid and an Elder Brain. So if that's something you're interested in,
Oh God,
that's there.
The big brain, I'm winning again.
Yeah, and that's me.
excellent.
I am the greatest. Now I shall leave Earth for no reason.
I suppose that just leaves me. They can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, Blue Sky, at Distortion Devil, Instagram at Connor McKinley VA. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Tomorrow we're going to be playing some more Darksiders 2. Getting close to the end of the game. I am very excited to continue playing this game. It's frustrating at times. Probably because I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, but
That'll do it.
you know, we're out here. Mama didn't raise no bitch. Huh?
No, I said damn right.
Damn right.
Damn right.
Get her done.
Prilosec.
Yeah, Prilosec. Consume Prilosec.
Consume Prilosec.
Yeah. Other than that, got my usual streams going on. Yesterday we played some Friends versus Friends. That was a hoot and a holler. Probably going to be playing that way more in the future for Fridays. Yes. But I think that's about it for me.
Hey, Connor.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to be returning to a in-person tabletop game tomorrow. Could you recommend any dice, perchance?
Well, if you find yourself lacking in dice, or maybe dice accessories even, then I would highly recommend heading on over to Die Hard Dice.
That was a nice segue, Sam.
A lot happened. A lot happened there. There was a ukulele. Rabbit got cut off.
Oh, I did? Oh, Die Hard Dice!
We heard it.
We just heard die!
TTRPG peripherals, die!
It explodes.
You could get some
Die Hard Dice.
tabletop peripherals at dieharddice.com.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You can use the code UNEXPECTABLES to save 10% on your order when you shop at dieharddice.com. As well, you can pick up the Lies Aspect Dice, the official collaboration between the Unexpectables and Die Hard Dice, if you want to roll with a lovely porcelain white and navy blue dice set. That I hear looks great on a necklace.
Ooh.
But it looked better on my floor.
Nice.
Because it
That's
fell off
right.
my table.
And the D4 would look better lodged in my heel.
Aw, yeah.
I happened to meet Deadass one time.
I believe it. Them fuckers sharp.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Also, check out our merch store. We've got all sorts of designs that can be all sorts of products, which I've updated what products they can be. So be sure to head to our spring store. Pick yourself up some official Unexpectables merchandise. As well, we could not do this week in, week out without bits and subs from viewers like you.
Bits and subs.
Bits and subs, such as... hang on, let me refresh this, just to see if we've got any more. Once Upon a Nova, thank you for the 75 bits. Big Bad Shadow Man, thank you for the raid with a party of 3. Tyrant Chaos, thank you for the 54 months. And Lord Archive, thank you for the 29 months. And with that, that's where we're going to cap things off for right now. We'll see you. When's going to be our next session of Gateway?
Let's find out.
November 2nd should be our next date for Gateway.
Hot dog.
You'll have to get back to me. I might be freshly moving in on that particular weekend, but keep that in the air for now. Yeah.
Right. Hence why I said might.
Yeah.
Yes. But for right now, let's go ahead. Monty's doing a subathon right now.
Ooh.
So
We
let's
know that,
go
nerd.
ahead. We do. Let's go ahead and raid Monty. Our raid message will be 1,000 years Gateway.
1,000 years.
$1,000 Gateway, raiding into Monty Glue. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week for the last Baldur's Gate of the month. And then, after that, it's time for Gobtober.
It's
and
October,
Ravenloft.
baby.
You better believe it. It's gonna be crazy. But, for now, we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye!
Bye bye.
Farewell.
Teacup waving.